Hi everybody, this is the continuation of the Aries new moon transmission. All the transmissions come through spontaneously at the time that the energies need to anchor on the planet. And on this occasion, I have a soul sister staying with me who has co-created the geometries and helped bring in the codes. It's been a really beautiful, spontaneous activation that we want to share with you. So in the description below, I will add in the link for part 1, and this is which was the higher level of the energies coming into anchor, and then we overnight we created a geometry together. More codes came in, and then this morning you're going to receive 2 perspectives on the completion of that process as it anchors and activates and becomes embodied. So you'll hear Kyla's interpretation first, and then mine, and then a co-creation of both. And you'll also receive light language and some crystal bowl sounding activations that align you to your soul purpose. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a longer transmission this time, but extremely guided, and hope that you can receive it well. So I'd like to introduce you to Kyla, who's going to give a little summary first, as she was guided initially to sit in the hot seat, the activation point, the focal point of the transmission. And she selected the cards, and she will start off with the first part of the reading. Then I will carry on. Then she will complete her part of the reading, and then at the end you will hear the co-creation and the completion as all of those parts solidify, and the information that comes through to make it more clearer to the human part of yourself. The whole way through our frequencies we'll be sharing with you, we'll be speaking to your soul and your energy bodies.
Okay. So, yeah, the central card here is truth. And it feels really powerful. Like, it feels really solid, feels really grounded, feels really also connected up multidimensionally, but there's a solidity to it, like I don't know, just like a knowing. And that all of these, and we have the illusion card here as well, but it feels like illusions are being removed, untruths are being removed. The seeing the illusions or seeing the truth is being revealed. Truth is being revealed. And it's an individual truth, but it's also a cosmic truth. It's also a collective truth. It's like the masks and veils of illusion are being removed. They're being removed by us, but I also think that if we're not able to remove them, that the universe in its beautiful and multifaceted ways likes to remove it for us, you know, like just sometimes lovingly, sometimes not so lovingly. But anyway, it feels like truth is like central to all of this. It is the center card to all of this. Then we've got this really beautiful card, the sound card on the right hand side, and we've got the rainbow dragon on the left hand side. Both have a beautiful color palette. You know, we've got the yellows, we've got the pinks, we've got the blues, we've got also circles happening here. Sound for me is one speaking your truth, but it also feels like we're going to have new access to different levels and layers of truth, but also our sound, our frequency, our power, our gifts, our light. Wow, this sound card is really active, like really active for me. Wow.
te taka te taka toko toko to. Atata te taka toko 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 tika te taka toko toko choko so toko. Akatita te taka toko to toko ta te taka toko ko. Akata te taka toko toko ko. Akatita te taka tako choko toko taka toko. Akatika te taka tata. Atata te taka tata to.
There's a sense of feeling like being drawn in, and then there's another sense of feeling drawn out, like being like brought into the microcosm of one's being, like my being, and then brought out into the macro, the micro and the macro. I don't know, with frequency, with sound, but also like new layers of truth through accessing our power, our truth, our guidance, our connection to our voice, our spirit, our truth. Yeah, it's like this card is so active. It's like I've never seen it or felt it in this way before. Also, when we were talking about the infinity symbol with the two circles here, I can almost feel there also one being like existing here. It's really, really powerful for me. There's an activation around the throat in the card. There's an activation on the third eye. And there's also sort of like a central sun or point of activation through the mouth. You know, like you can see there. And then the circle's coming from there, and then the circle's starting from there. And these stars also are quite interesting for me, particularly. I have a really strong connection to stars, and it's really beautiful that they're fixed so beautifully in really beautiful points. I also think of the white lion when I see the activation point on the third eye, the star on the so that also comes in. But this feels very much about activating power, truth, gifts. Yeah, again, on multi-dimensional, multi-layer layers. It's and also inside of what we were saying yesterday, as below, as above, so below. It feels like the micro and the macro. You know, there's a sense also when I'm saying this, it feels like the definition or the separation between duality or separation is sort of merging more. Like there's almost like a unification of those parts. But I'm not sure how that happens. Anyway, that's my mind speaking, trying to figure it out. But anyway, this is what I'm feeling and seeing, and this is so powerful, and it resonates so much for me in terms of calling in frequency work, calling in the bowls. So yeah, it's also an invitation if others are hearing this to connect with the voice, to connect with sound, whether it be frequencies, whether it be music, whether it be even the sound of one's own voice and the words that we speak, being conscious of what we're creating inside of our frequencies, what truth we're speaking, what we're creating into our realities through words, through sound, through frequency, through what we're watching, what we're eating, and how we're participating in the co-creation of reality. It feels really powerful. This rainbow dragon, wow, so beautiful on the left-hand side. I don't know, for whatever reason I have not read the definition of this card, but it feels like there's a lot of magic and mystery. I'm feeling a lot of trust. I feel like the sense of wanting to ride this rainbow dragon, or to allow the rainbow dragon to take me on a journey. Also, too, it reminds me of the Mayan Khan, which is like the rainbow like the feathered serpent. So it also reminds me of Kundalini energy. sexuality, the opening up. And as I'm saying that, I'm also feeling the throat when I'm saying about Kundalini energy, and I know that that rises from the base, but I'm really feeling it in my throat more, and then I'm brought back to the sound. So it's like I'm just seeing like this energy coming up from the base and out through the mouth, or up through the crown also. And it feels like there's like an awakening around that, this beautiful sun-like energy that's bursting out on the left-hand side of the card. It just feels like it's opening. As the rainbow dragon like emerges, the light is there to meet it. And it feels very multidimensional. It doesn't feel solid, yet there's a solidity to it. I feel like a real trust in the process, trusting in the process, and like the light guiding you, and trusting the I don't know how to word that in English, trusting the ride, the journey, riding the rainbow dragon, and allow yourself to be guided by the light. Yeah, it feels really interesting, that card. Anything you want to add, Leslie?
I would add that in the previous reading, and this is the grounding phase, the next phase of grounding in that process. At the very top, what we were calling in, the rainbow was coming in to carry us through to the higher timeline. And I believe that the rainbow's coming in the form of the rainbow dragon, as it comes down through the dimensions into the physical. So we're seeing it first as the rainbow energy, the rainbow essence, and now we're seeing it further down through the dimensions in the form of a rainbow dragon.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if you mentioned that about the rainbows yesterday, well, to me directly. Was it in your channel?
It's in the transmission.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah, it's interesting how much one receives at one point. Beautiful.
So, at the base of the really grounding level of the continuation of yesterday's Aries new moon reading, where we're anchoring high relationship, we're opening our hearts, we're activating the soul star and the third eye. And we're accessing the Akashic records and the halls of Amenti. At the very base now, from the continuation as the codes have been coming in and grounding through a co-creation with Kyla, my soul sister, and myself, we are taking off the mask and revealing the truth of ourselves, of who we are, what we're here for, and gaining more levels of clarity around that. Do you want to just share a little bit about what came in for you? Because yesterday we were talking about in the reading, what we were anchoring was our soul name or our soul essence, and we were aligning that to our soul purpose. And you had some insights around that for yourself. Did you want to speak about them or not? Just about any level of that?
Okay, well, I was meant to be going to Egypt, and I was redirected to experience traveling in a different way, to expand my consciousness and my awareness, being present physically in the UK, and my consciousness to be exploring and traveling in Egypt. And I've been being trained on how to expand my consciousness and be in two places at once. So, and also to begin accessing truth or codes or information through crystals and quite possibly through the Akashic records.
And you had visions and insights last night as that became more solidified for you, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's been over the last couple of weeks that things have been clarifying, and my crystal balls have been coming in, and they've been accessing and anchoring energies and frequencies for us. And so they being also a part of me, my expression, my gifts in the world, as a reflection of myself, but also what I'm bringing in terms of frequencies, in terms of work I'm going to be offering. That's been coming through, but I've been seeing information and access to information, and being allowed into different, I don't know if I would call it dimensions or different layers of experience or reality, to access higher levels of information and being shown where they're being kept. And
which could have been like the Akashic records and the whole Mementi.
And then we also had the Emerald tablet, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay. So my point is that we're really grounding these things now. This is what this time period is about, new levels, whatever level you're at, new levels of accessing that information, your soul's information, and the information that you need to do your work here, whatever that is for you. So I want to just speak a little bit about the cards that came through between the first transmission and the second transmission that we're anchoring. So we had the Earth Star activation, whereas yesterday we had the Soul Star activation and the Third Eye activation. That grounded down into the Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, and Isis energy. And then where we had Third Eye activation that we're moving towards, we now have the Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. So the beginning of the process was that really high level looking at the heart and paying attention to it, and which blasted open the heart stargate. And then this was the grounding of it, and how we see that down in the 3D level is heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. And we were getting a lot of messages yesterday about going forward generously. And that's generously with your energy. It's being open, authentically yourself, and allowing these codes that you're receiving to proliferate, and sharing them with others just by being in your presence and in your light. So the cards here, so that's what happened. Those anchored overnight, and then we've drawn some more cards this morning. So we've got clearing through the illusions, realizing what's real, what's coming from soul, what's 3D, what can be transformed and doesn't have to be part of your reality, how you can attract and be a conscious attractor, a conscious creator, rather than being subject to the reality that is currently around you. As we're crossing the rainbow bridge, that's appearing as in the form of a rainbow dragon, but it's basically your guidance through on your soul journey, as you follow the path on the higher timeline. There's assistance from above. We have Isis here twice. We have Isis in the form of lightning, and then we have her here anchoring and grounding via the Earth Star. And what she's bringing in for us is abundance, the abundant new Earth higher timeline. So where we're moving to, from that's all that's coming in, and where we're moving to, how we'll be experiencing that. We'll have greater intimacy in our relationships simply because we know ourselves better. We're more connected to our own souls. We'll be anchoring source energy through our connections and through ourself. And that will result in us having purifying at the emotional, physical, spiritual levels, detoxing, and accessing our truth and our authenticity, and speaking that out, and everything that we express coming out with frequency, because we're connected to the light and the love, and it will come out through the words we say. There will be vibration and frequency coming out through that. And that will be leading to an overall energetic balance as all our chakras clear and cleanse and align and activate as part of the ascension process. So it's a really potent, powerful time. So have you got anything else to add about this process before we complete?
Well, I think all I would say, and I think you've said it already, but there's a really strong connection to soul, to source, for being one with source. And that connection, also this, with the intimacy, I see the figure of 8, and also that oneness, like the separation, the duality coming into oneness, both within oneself, but also externally. It feels like a real shedding of illusion, a shedding of untruth, shedding of whatever is no longer serving us, and really fully stepping into our power, into our voice, into our purpose, into our gifts, into our voice, and just accessing a new level of presence and being.
Yeah, thank you. And that reminded me that in the previous transmission, because we're like above and below, right? Mm-hmm. We had the single card, which was the source. Mm-hmm. It was like the soul name, like coming in from the higher levels. And underneath that, we had the masculine and the feminine cards and what they were clearing through. Mm-hmm. And now this is then I got the information that we were turning the inside out. Mm-hmm. We're splitting open and turning the inside out, and so this is now the reverse of that. And remember, we were also seeing the reflection. You were seeing the reflection.
Oh, yes, in the table.
So above and below, the mirroring.
Oh, the Merkaba.
Yeah, the two Merkabas balanced on either side. So this, then, the source and the intimacy, they are reflecting the masculine and feminine now not separate, coming together. And the source is the one. Mm-hmm. So it's the same cards. Mm-hmm. They're just reversed, inside out. Okay. They're inside out. Okay. So where we're seeing the one over soul coming in and expressing itself in a masculine and a feminine form, we're now seeing the masculine and the feminine coming together in intimacy and truth, to combine into the one over soul, the one expression. Yeah. Ishakatakataka akatati toko toko chokataki katakataka toko so toko 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 akateti takatakakataka akati kakataka kokoko akatati kataka toko kokoko. I'm feeling the rainbow dragon. Feeling the energy slipping down the rainbow dragon like a slide, like snakes and ladders. Coming from source, activating the base, and putting you directly on the golden path to the higher timelines of abundance. Okay, so that was the continuation of yesterday's activation. Hopefully you've integrated a little bit from that, and now you can receive these other energies, but again it will be a big integration. You may find that you need to sleep. Often people need to sleep a lot after these activations, and listen to your body, what it needs may change, where it's directing you to might change, and drink a lot of water and rest.
Okay, so just diving a little bit deeper into the cards from the 3 central points, really feeling the connection to the unification of the masculine and the feminine. As we just spoke about the Merkaba, it feels like the masculine and the feminine, the as above, so below, that real coming together with the infinity as well. They're showing as 2 separate parts, but actually they're unified with the movement of the coming into one another again. And as you were saying, Tracy, in the previous one, also the connection with the intimacy, the masculine and feminine, and then it becoming one source. It feels very, very much like this is happening inside the cards, inside what was happening yesterday, inside of what's happening today. This real merging into the oneness, unifying, the dropping of the illusion, the soul's journey of dropping the illusion, discovering the truth. Also, as you pointed out, the truth of who we are. That was really beautiful. I feel like really that feels like I can almost feel like an undressing, like an energetic undressing of becoming naked in a way. But then I'm also looking at the soul journey cards. I mean, the people do look actually naked. It's like, how do we let go of all of our possibly material or superficial layers and levels and really become naked, really become exposed, really become seen, heard, activated. And as we undress, as we unlayer, we begin to activate others around us, it becoming our individual soul journey, but it's also supporting the collective. There feels like a lot of power in it. With the Isis here, with the lightning card, it feels really, really activated, really, really powerful. It feels like there's lots of support on our path, as you had mentioned also in our previous one, just seeing the abundance pouring in. And for me, I was feeling, and also I was connecting with a friend yesterday around her wanting to do like a liquid diet. And I woke up, or it was yesterday, also feeling like I really wanted to start cleansing and purifying. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get my juicer. I can't wait to start juicing and just doing some juice for a while and letting go of some of the stuff that I've been going through whilst being here. The real sense of purifying, that being part of removing layers, or like even having colonics. I'm even why the words I'm talking about this, but just really feeling like that sense of purifying the vessel, purifying the temple, preparing it to take and step into this next level of our path, our truth, our presence in the world. This energy balance for me really feels just like there's an alignment. For me, I just see alignment to the soul's path, the journey. And just really stepping into owning one's power, truth, and owning it not in a ownership way, but really just stepping into it powerfully and really just rooting in it. Which brings me to this lightning card, which feels like it will start creating shifts and changes in the world as we step into our power. Isis is really there in her power, wings spread out. It feels really, really powerful, really, really activated. And just to continue to listen to what the body's asking. As you were mentioning, like yesterday I ended up sleeping after we set this up, didn't we? I was asleep for 4 hours. I was absolutely wiped out in process, and woke up this morning again with visions and guidance and clarity. And I feel like as we're on this path, as we're committing to it, as we're surrendering all of these sub-truths, untruths, illusions, that we're gaining more access to that the essence of who we are. And I wanted to invite you, because you shared yesterday something really beautiful, or was it this morning? I think it was yesterday. I'm not sure now because time and everything seems to have collapsed. But you were sharing about your name, and I wondered if you wanted to share that.
Oh, okay.
Because that was really beautiful, and I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been aware for quite a long time, maybe 10, 15 years, of my soul name. And the soul name came through yesterday as something that we're going to be anchoring more collectively as we all understand who we are as a soul. And that's what we're grounding. So my soul name is Aisha. And I noticed when I did the reel yesterday, and some light language came through just as part of the reel, as the introduction for the second part of this activation, that I introduced myself from my soul. So my higher self introduced myself. So the reel started off with Aisha, and that means I am I, or I am me. So literally translated in light language, I am me. So my soul name is I am.
I love it.
Which means I'm very strongly connected to the I am. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
you so
Kyla.
much.
I wouldn't have said that. So
I'm so glad you did, because it's so relevant to this process, isn't it?
Well,
like
yeah.
You're talking about grounding and anchoring your soul name, and it came in yesterday. So
claiming who you are, really.
Yeah.
Claiming who you are in 3D reality, 3D action.
Yeah, and expressing it and sharing it and allowing yourself to be seen. Yeah, beautiful. I'm so grateful to be able to take this journey with you. And yeah, what a beautiful synchronistic merging it has been for our paths to be brought together before we were expecting to come together. So.
Yeah, we've synchronistically come together, not expecting to at all. Kyla lives in Mexico.
Yeah.
And she ended up here by accident.
On my way to Egypt.
Synchronistically. So, yeah, we've been in the same space for 3 weeks now.
Has it been, oh my God, 3 weeks?
Two weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So a lot of beautiful co-creations coming from that space.
Yeah. Did you want to come? Yeah, so, I mean, I think that was a really beautiful way to complete, Tracy, with you sharing your name, and that being so relevant to the work that was coming through yesterday and what's coming through today, and that feels just sort of like a confirmation, like that it's even happening for you, it's even happening for me, it's happening real time for both of us. And it's like, I know both of us are allowing ourselves to be seen and heard in new ways, and it hasn't been always easy in the past. The path. That's interesting, because I don't know about there being a past or a future. So it's really interesting how truth changed my words there. So yeah, the path. It hasn't always felt easy, and I haven't always allowed myself to be seen and heard. So this, even sharing with you and being open and vulnerable like this, is also part of the stepping into the power, into the truth, into the sound, into 100%. The frequency, and into the sharing and being seen, and unexpectedly, as always, rising to the occasion. Yeah. So yeah, I feel really. It just didn't feel in truth to be co-creating this together, and you not being the voice on the. Not bringing that in yourself authentically with your frequency that you're sharing into this general offering, like this collective offering. It's just beautiful. Yeah. And inside of that, I want to share something with you. I want to share something with other people. So I've been on a journey with receiving bowls into my fields, and this bull, who also has been communicating and connecting with Tracy, is a blue moonstone with platinum alchemy. It's got a real sort of Egyptian energy, and even though I'm not in Egypt, Egypt is coming to me in so many ways, in so many forms, as I'm being expanded and extended beyond what I thought possible. also, I'm going to share this beautiful rose quartz Lemurian seed bowl that's also come in to my fields. Blessing my journey, blessing my path. And they sing together. Working on the sexual endocrine and also the thymus, the upper heart. And amazing how that has come together, like almost like the womb and the heart.
Can I add something?
I'd love you to add something.
When you play them together,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they activate the pineal gland.
Oh, beautiful.
So we've got like the 3 points on the hara line, which is soul alignment. So that's the hara line is our soul purpose, coming all the way from heaven, all the way down through the dimensions into physical matter and grounding into the earth. On the hara line, there are 3 points. There's the hara point, the lower dantian, the mid dantian in the thymus. So we've got like the reproductive area. We've got the lower dantian, the mid dantian is the thymus area, and then the upper dantian is the pineal. When you played those together, it activated the pineal, so it completed the hara alignment to soul's purpose.
I also feel that they are calling in their third bowl, and they're singing with her now as well, because that is the other bowl, the other frequency that I felt called to work with, which was the pineal, as well as these ones.
There you go. Well, they definitely activated it. I felt it. But aside from that, I was getting the impression that this candle with the 2 twin flames in it and the infinity sign that we've been using in this geometry is like the third bowl, but possibly the surrogate. So it's acting as the placeholder.
Oh, right. And also with the 3, I'm reminded of the triangle.
Yeah.
You know, the 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3.
Isis wants to speak. About abundance. There's codes coming in from the higher realms regarding abundance, and that is going to be completely guided by our souls as we align to the soul self. I'm being reminded that I, as I got up this morning with the intention to do this transmission for the collective, that I wasn't, it wasn't active until you joined me in it, and that I was actually waiting for you to come down and be ready to co-create it. And then I'm seeing, in this lightning card, I'm seeing the orange part there. And this is, you know, your specialty, isn't it? Is the womb and the sacred sexuality and all of that. And it's like the sacred sexuality is grounding this abundance. It's grounding the Icean energies. And wasn't the Icean, isn't Isis, the Icean religion all about sacred sexuality and priestesses and initiating the masculine?
I'm not sure. I think I'd have to do some more research
on
that. But I think
pretty
it's
sure
about fertility, isn't it? And these types of things.
So these abundance codes are grounding through knowing. You're feeling that? Yeah. Our true authenticity, being connected to our soul and heart, and anchoring it through sacred sexuality, which we know is also, you don't need a partner for that.
No. There was really something beautiful in what you just said, and I didn't feel it before, but the initiating the masculine. Yeah. Something in that is open something up in me. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Beautiful.
And that's, it also feels like the work that I've been doing, you know, with...
Yeah. And I just want to point out that, so this Isis card is above the abundance card, and this, so we've got that orange sacral chakra energy there, and the endocrine, sexual endocrine bulbs. And then we've got the receiving of the hands. See, the hands are receiving that abundance, catching it. And then this is activating, and I feel that sun in the abundance card is the hara point of manifestation. And that's the womb,
And then the third eye.
And the third eye. So this is where we actually... The hara line is where the hara point is where we manifest that abundance into our physical worlds through conscious creating, through being mindful and aligning to the higher intentions to bring that power through to create abundance and love and divine relationship in the world.
Yeah, and like the
new earth.
This sexual energy can be used as a creative force, can it, to create and to build, and so that for it to have an anchor in abundance, and that we can build this. Oh wow! I'm seeing it in such a different way now that you've opened that up for me.
And so this is the path. So this soul journey also looks like the Kundalini. See how we've got the like, so it feels like the snakes and the ladders on either side with the soul journey and the rainbow dragon, because the rainbow dragon is the ascension.
Look at the center line. It is the merging of the serpents together.
Yeah,
the
there you go.
masculine and feminine.
There you go.
There we are.
Yeah. So
it's like the individual one comes in, and then it starts to merge and become one.
Beautiful. Yeah, so what Kyla's saying is on the soul journey path, so you're on that golden path. See, the spirit is on the golden path as it goes into the golden temple. The two spiritual snake energies merge and swirl around each other and become one, which is the divine union. And the rainbow dragon is the Kundalini, so we've got that on either side of the lightning and abundance cards, which is the lightning and the abundance is the descending of the energies into physical reality. And then on either side we've got the soul journey and the rainbow dragon, which are different multidimensional layers of the ascension. The energies ascending up into the higher dimensions.
As above, so below. It needs to go up, it needs to come down.
Yeah, it's a movement.
Yeah, to anchor it.
All right. Are we complete now? Is that the end of the transmission, or are we still going?
I don't know. That was wow.
And then at the beginning of the reading, we've got illusion, and see, he's on a path. He's on a physical path with lots of obstacles. There's two pillars in that path as well, and we've got the two pillars here, and we've got the two pillars in that Halls of Amenti card, which is polarity. And then at the very other end of the ascension process, purification, intimacy. And I love how we've got this intimacy and source on this side at the same place as we've got the lightning and abundance on that side. And we've got the soul journey. So we've gone from illusion, navigating the obstacles at the third dimension. It's almost like this is a step up in the process.
Maybe you should add that
and we
on the transmission. You should communicate that. I think reading it from this way.
I did. That's what I did.
Oh, you're recording yourself.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And so then we're ending with the energy balance at the end. So which is the chakras all aligned. So, yeah. All right. I've got the completion. Did you want to?
I love you, Tracy.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, everybody, and blessings.